Okay. Good morning, everyone. Okay, I think perhaps some of you is not know me yet, so I would like to introduce myself, especially for the group A, jangan, we never met before. Okay, so my name is Citra. I'm from Department of Biology, and today I would like to, I'm sorry I've been late because I've just tried to make a compact the topic because it's should be clarified two topic at once. So again, my apologies for this inconvenience situations. Okay, so before we start, perhaps I would like to say to you all that what I would like to say today, or what I would like to explain today, I will try to give more comprehensive and more efficient, for you. So you will have some guide to learn, especially in the mastication and deglutition, including the oral sensations, because this is actually the recall topic that you have learned in the BOB, before the midterm exam, like biology and maybe vascularization and relaxation. Okay, so here's the scope, Actually, I have a lot of slides, but I try to make a brief for you to understand. So the principle why we have to learn about the mastication, because next semester you are going to learn BDS, basic dental science, which is it will also talk about the mastication cycle, So it means the physiology when you are in the resting positions, Resting position means there is no stimulation in the mastications or chewing, It means when you are sit in silence, Sometimes your mandible will be, sometimes unconscious, It will be protrusive actually, So now the goal of why we have to learn about the mastication, because we have to prepare some how to say the foam, especially from the food, so we can go to the deglutition space, That's very important because mouth is part of the digestive system, okay? Mouth is the first organ that has role in the digestive system. Okay, so anatomy structure, this is maybe just recall, and also the muscles that involved in the mastication process, including the kinesiology, you know the kinesiology means the movement of the tongue, and also the mandible, and we also learn about the saliva. So why it's very important, because saliva also can be increasing if we do some chewing, or we do mastication process. Okay, and then the physiology and biochemical process in the mastications, because we also learn about the oral sensations, especially when we focus on the spatial organ, spatial visceral afferent, and the deglutition process at the end. So this is become very comprehensive, so I hope you can pay attention for what I will highlight in this slide. Okay. You've got, this is the structure involved, So when we talk about the mastications, that we talk just about it's not about the muscles, but also the teeth, and tongue, and also there are some organs. Okay, so as you can see here, this is just recall, the teeth, of course, during the cutting, chewing, and grinding, and there is the involvement of the trigeminal nerve, especially F2 and F3, because you understand that F2 usually for the sensory afferent, and then F3 for the motor, motoric, You know this sensory means afferent, and then it will goes to the brain or the regulatory system, and then the afferent. You will do some motoric or you will do some response, yeah, like cutting, chewing, and grinding. In the BDS, you will learn, yeah, there are particular of the teeth that has role in the cutting, chewing, and grinding. So I will talk far about the particular teeth. You will learn maybe next semester. And of course, the tongue. Because tongue we have, do you remember how we classified the muscles of the tongue? It classified into two, okay? What are they? Intrinsic, extrinsic, good. So it has a role to make a bolus, yeah, or bolus manipulations and positioning the food, yeah. So our cheek also has involved in the mastications to avoid the spitting and so on, yeah. So as you can see here, for the motor, we have hypoglossal nerve and sensory. Of course, you have learned. Anterior two-thirds is lingual nerve, which is, it will be coordinating, yeah, coordinating with the cranial nerve 7. Do you know the difference? Do you know the difference? So why lingual nerve or the trigeminal branch also involved, and the facial nerve involved in the anterior two-thirds of the tongue? So you know that sensory is not only the taste, but also the pressure, the tactile, yeah? So the sensory, it will interface by the lingual nerve. While for the taste, facial nerve, facial cranial nerve, okay? And then we have posterior two-thirds of the tongue, glossopharyngeal nerve, which has a both, yeah. There's also the sensory and also epiglottis, the vagus, yeah. Okay. Besides the teeth and the tongue, we also have cheeks and lips, yeah, which has also involved here, interface by the cranial nerve 7, and for the sensory, we have trigeminal nerve, yeah, branch 2 and 3. And salivary gland, yeah, you have learned also cranial nerve, glossopharyngeal, yeah, cranial nerve 9, the 9, and also for the submandibular and sublingual gland 7. So this is, I tried to make a summarize to make easier, yeah, for you, hopefully. And this is, I already put the highlight, so please make it. Okay, we move on to the anatomy of the muscle of the mucosal structure of the mastications, which will, yeah, you already learned about the muscles. There are 4 main muscles. What are they? Yeah, please raise hand. Yes, please. What is your name?
My name is
Sarah. Sarah, okay.
The
Yeah.
4 masticatory muscles are masseter, a lateral pterygoid, a medial pterygoid, and temporal.
Yeah, good. Okay. So now, if you see here, there are superficial head. Do you know the difference between superficial head and deep head? What are the meaning? What is the meaning? Superficial head muscles, yeah, according to the name, it means it's located closest to the skin surface or outmost layer of the muscles in the head, yeah, because as you can see here, they are attached to the skull. And then, while the deep head, it means the muscles located beneath, yeah, the superficial layers, and it will attach to the bone, or sometimes, yeah, as you can see here, the mandible, yeah, especially the mandible, and the tongue and pharynx. Okay, so yeah, I think you can see here, I put start. Okay, so please pay attention to the action. Okay, so what is the action of the masseter? For instance, here to elevate, blah blah blah. Okay, This is the masseter, ya, temporalis. Okay, I will skip it ya. Udah kan, udah belajar ya. Okay, so this is the 4 major mastications, and including the interface, yeah, the nerve that interface the muscles. Of course, the muscle will move or will contraction if there is an intervention from the cranial nerve. Sorry. Okay, so what you can see here from this summarize, it means all the mastication muscles interface by trigeminal. Yeah, itu aja. Yeah, that's the point that I would like to put. Okay, this is the accessory muscles. Why you have to know about it? Because the muscles not only work by themselves, but they need the accessory muscles to integrate the working system. Yeah. So here you can see mylohyoid, yeah, junior hyoid, and gastric anterobulum. Okay. Do you have questions so far? Okay. This one also, yeah, I checked from slides. Sometimes you miss this part. Why it's very important? Because it's designed to receive the mechanical stress. Sorry. So when you put like a foot, yeah, there are some like hard, apa namanya? Bahasa Inggrisnya lupa. Hard apa? Yeah, hard and soft, yeah. So for instance, like when you want to try to put open the bottle, yeah, you put some mechanical stress, right? Or when you do brushing, it means the mechanical stress. So this part, you have to remember that it has the functional characteristic. Resistant to mechanical stress. Of course, it should be firmly attached. Ya, kalau nggak nempel, ya lari kemana-mana gitu. And then it can be like flabby, yeah. So you have to take care of it. Okay, so the functional characteristic of the mucosal structure of mastications, resistant to mechanical stress during chewing, compression, frictions, and also it will attach, yeah. And there are some type of the tissue, yeah, keratinizations, and also rich sensory supplies. Okay, so this is also very important because you learn about the oral sensations. So it means the receptor of the sensory. It will distribute throughout our oral cavity. And then respiratory mucosa interface, okay, trigeminal nerve. Okay, so this is actually the reason why we can have like tactile sensation, pain sensation, and so on, because it's interfaced by trigeminal tree, okay, the third trigeminal. Now, I'm not sure from another group, but in my group we didn't explain about it. Mastication cycle. I would like to ask for the group A. Do you talk about it in your classroom? Yeah? Okay, good. Group B? Group B? Falza? Yeah, you talk about it? No. Group C? Absolutely not, ya. Tapi aku diem aja udah nanti diklarifikasi. Okay, so this is very important, the mastication cycle. So you have to understand when you put some food, you have to open your mouth, ya kan? So this is the cycle. So closing, the closing stroke means when food here, ya, bukan yang waktu open. Jadi closing means your jaw elevates, ya, the mandible elevates, and then goes to the power stroke, grinding, ya. It means like grinding. Your jaw will be moved to forward, backward, or maybe go to other side, ya kan? Side. And then the last one is opening stroke, ya. Opening stroke. Now, Ini dia. You have to understand what muscles that involve in this mastication cycle. So at first, closing stroke. So there is muscles, masseter and temporalis. Yeah, you remember that it elevates the mandible, ya kan? And then the power stroke. Power stroke goes vertical and horizontal, yeah. And then it will involve the medial and lateral pterygoid dips, yeah, muscles. And then opening stroke, suprahyoid muscles, which is accessory muscles, like I mentioned in the previous slide. Okay, so that's why it's very important, the accessory muscles. Can I go forward? Next. Okay, now we are going to the innervations of the tongue, which is, I understand that, I believe that you already learned. As you know that we learn about GSA and SPA, yeah, you understand the meaning. So general means the pain, we can sense the pain, temperature, or the tactile, yeah, discriminative touch. While the spatial visceral afferent, we involve the taste bud, yeah. So we can taste the food, okay? Okay, so this is the illustration, histology image, yeah. As you can see from the left side, this is the taste bud. Can you see the? So this is the taste bud, ya, seperti kuncup apa namanya jamur gitu, ya, taste bud. And then now I will try to zoom in. So this is the microphyly, and then this is the taste pore actually, ya. Nah, so this part, the taste pore, it's become at very first stimulus, yeah, to make a contact with the sensory receptor, yeah, contact from the food to the sensory receptor. So this is the first structure, okay, and then the taste receptor will synapse with the afferent nerve fibers and carry the taste to the brain, okay. I hope that you understand the central regulator to control the taste. Do you know? For instance, like if we want to maintain the temperature, then the central regulator is hypothalamus. If you want to maintain the insulin, then the central regulator is pancreas. How about the taste? Brainstem, yeah, good, brainstem. And then, how about saliva?
The salivary glands.
Yeah, salivary. But there, before we go to the salivary gland to secrete the saliva, it should be controlled by someone. Yeah, right? Brainstem also, yeah. So you have to understand the central regulation. Okay, it's okay. I will explain later. So here, yeah. So finally, when you get the different tastes from here, then it will carry the taste information to the brainstem, and then, of course, it depends on the location of the papilla. Sorry, in the papilla. Yeah, if there is a 2/3 anterior of the tongue, then it will carry by the cranial nerve number anterior 2/3. 2/3 anterior. It will carry by the taste. It will carry by the, ya, pada timpani apa? The 7. Yeah, okay. If it attached to, or it's a contact to the 2/3 of the posterior of the tongue, then glosopharyngeal. Okay. And then epiglottis pharynx, of course, the vagus. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So this we call it as a spatial visceral afferent. Yeah. And then, okay. So here, supplies GSA. Yeah, GSA means the pain, temperature, yeah, general. Yeah, so that's why the lingual or the branch from the trigeminal. But if we talk about the spatial, then it's a chorda tympani or the 7. Okay. I can go back to this slide. Hopefully you remember. Nah. Yeah, sensory. So there is a coordination here. Lingual nerve for the pain, temperature, tactile, taste, right? 7. Okay? Okay, so this is the summarize that actually I already mentioned it, yeah, in the previous slide. So chorda tympani, lingual nerve, glossopharyngeal nerve, and vagus. So you know the location here, so that's why they can join or make a work together, yeah, especially the branch of from the chorda tympani, yeah, the 7 cranial nerve will join with the lingual nerve, and then travels to the taste bud in the dorsum or in the anterior two-thirds of the tongue. And then, yeah, this spatial, okay, this the difference, yeah, because the glossopharyngeal we can taste the taste, also the sensation. It can be to both. Okay, now after we talk about the taste, which is also including with the innervations of the tongue, now we go to the kinesiology. If the movement, then it will controlled by the muscles. Yeah. Okay. So the kinesiology of the tongue, it can be go to the 3 directions, from front to back, edge to center, top to bottom. I think this is just the explanations. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe here, you can see here, make a group. Do you know make a group, change its position? Do you know? Make a group, change position. Do you ever saw maybe somewhere the persons that do like piercing or maybe make some, yeah, you know, in their tongue? Okay, and then, of course, it will have full front, chewing, swallowing, speech, and taste. Now, extrinsic muscles and intrinsic muscles. So it's typically end by glossus. Yeah, glossus means extrinsic. So genioglossus, hypoglossus, styloglossus, palatoglossus, it's extrinsic. So please remember about the movement. Yeah. So how it will move, yeah, especially because we talk about the kinesiology. And then intrinsic, yeah, intrinsic kind of different. It's not end by glossus. So you can see here superior longitudinal, inferior longitudinal, transverse, and vertical. Again, remember about the movement, yeah. Okay, yeah. I think this part I would like to share. Yeah, this is glossus is like more outer, yeah, or inner here. So if you want to make some make some sounds gitu, so of course it will rolled by the intrinsic muscles. Yeah, usually because it can change the position and make some shape. Okay, so for the oral sensation, yeah, especially it's related to the tongue. So I already explained about general and spatial. Now taste innervation. So this is the mechanisms. Yeah. Like I already mentioned it, the first that our tongue has spatial visceral aberrant. So from the taste bud, the nerve will be impulsed travel along the cranial nerve to the gustatory nucleus, yeah, nucleus in the brainstem or medulla oblongata. And then from the brainstem, yeah, some axon, still remember the axon is. Okay, so some axon will carry the signal project to the limbic in the hypothalamus, while other to the thalamus. And then the taste will be projected from the thalamus, then reach the primary. From here you can see from this blue line, primary gustatory area in the parietal lobe. Do you know the parietal lobe location? How many lobes we have? Masih ada yang ingat? Pengen pegang kepala. Yang depan apa? Terus parietal, occipital, temporal. Good. Okay, so parietal ya. Yeah? Okay. So the parietal lobes, it has a gustatory area for producing the conscious perceptions of the taste. Yeah, this is just maybe you can see here food enters the mix with saliva, and enters microvilli, gustatory hair on the tongue, and also the gustatory hair not only distribute in the dorsum of the tongue, but also in the palate, in the epiglottis, and then the receptor cells will release the neurotransmitter. Do you know the neurotransmitter is? Okay. When certain chemicals it will be solvent, substances such as food and carried to their surface in the saliva. Neurotransmitter from the gustatory cells can activate the sensory neurons in the facial, vagus, facial nerve, vagus, glosopharyngeal, cranial nerve. Okay, so I think this part actually I would like you to remember, I forgot to put stop here. Okay, the mechanisms of the taste. Now we are going to the pathway, the mechanisms of the taste receptor, because there are some receptor that can contact with the food which has some chemical compound. I think you already learned about it. At first, ionotropic receptor means like depolarizations, like action potential, hopefully you still remember. And then metabotropic or GTP protein related means it uses the second messenger, so it's activate the second messenger. So for what taste, salt and sour receptor, they will go through the ionotropic receptor mediated pathway, while sweet, bitter, and umami will go through the second messenger, GTP protein related. Okay? Okay, saliva just a bit. You have learned about the function to protect, to buffer, and then tooth integrity, antimicrobial activity, tissue repair, digestion, and taste. Digestion, especially in the bolus formations, because it contains what? Enzyme amylase to break down the carbohydrate. Okay, amylase. Pasti ditanya sama saliva. And then ini saliva and the mastication, break the food, blah blah blah. Udah ya, nanti di saliva aja ya. Okay, so the mechanisms is chewing food, water-soluble food in saliva, salivary amylase secretions, enzyme to break down the polysaccharide to become di or monosaccharide, and there are lipase secretions and make a bolus. This bolus, that means it's ready to go to the what phase? Cakep. Gampang ya? Ini ada video, mau nonton apa nggak usah? Bisa buka aja lah ya, nanti di internet. Gak apa-apa? Aman ya? Aman. Oke, yang penting-penting aja. Okay, for the highlight in the deglutitions, of course there are three phases, yeah. The first phase, oral phase, or we call it as the mastication process. And then pharyngeal phase and esophageal phase. Nah, yang utama, this is the main part. When we talk about the physiology, how we can ensure that the process in the mastications its end. What is the sign? Yeah. The food. It's not food anymore. It's already become a okay. Do you have another opinion? Bolus means it's happen in the, it's occur in the what phase? Mastication phase. And then this yellow, I already color here. This is the pharyngeal, palatopharyngeal arch. Yeah, as you can see, this is the locations. So the pharyngeal palatoglossal, glossal, glossus, yeah, arch, like a pillar, gitu, posteriorly. So it's located more posterior, and then it become the border. Become the border when you start the pharyngeal phase. Yeah, why? Because it contains a lot of receptor which will innervate or stimulate the vagus. Masih ingat? Vagus located in the epiglottis, ya kan? And then pharynx, ya kan? Nah, this organ. So when your food become bolus, or sometimes not bolus, maybe for the kids, small toys, yeah, there are toys, and then accidentally, tolong dong, ini mau belajar apa nggak, keluar aja gimana? There are some friends that they want to learn seriously. If you're not interested, then you can go. Yeah, you can leave this room. It's okay. Because it's not, actually I do my job, yeah. I try to do my best. But if you're not appreciated, then yeah, it's all yours. So you are not, how to say, like, I'm trying to make it easier, yeah. I put some color, I put some highlight here. You just take a photo. So I think that's why Prof. Ria refused to give you clarifications. I understand the reasons. Because you keep your bad attitude here, yeah. Okay. Okay, I will try to continue, yeah. So this is the border, yeah. If you want to know how we can distinguish, this is the pharyngeal phase or the oral phase, yeah. Okay. So now, I try to make this figure. Perhaps it looks like very bad, yeah. Maybe quite small also. I'm not sure, yeah. But the first thing that I would like to share that the first, when you try to chew the food, yeah, and then make the bolus, it can go to the three destinations, yeah. It can go to the nasopharynx or larynx, and we expect it can go to the pharynx, yeah. So you have to understand what muscles and innervations that have role in this part, yeah. So yeah, I already make notes here for you, but I think you can get from here, okay? So how we can avoid to the food to enter the nasopharynx? There are some muscles here, yeah. So you have to understand. Try to find out. And then how to avoid the food to enter the larynx. So you have to understand what the muscles that has involved in this pathway or mechanisms. Okay, so this is the oral phase. I believe that you already learned about it. And then, yeah, voluntary phase. For the oral phase, pharyngeal phase, it starts involuntary. And then we'll go to the esophageal phase. So you have to understand what border that can be start, what border that I can put here, yeah. Then you can understand, okay, it goes to the esophageal phase. Yeah? There are border, yeah, you have to understand it. So if you cannot find the border, then yeah, unfortunately you can answer it well. Okay, so yeah, I think that's all for the clarifications. Mastication, deglutitions, and oral sensation. Do you have questions? Okay, so I think if not, then we can end this clarifications session, yeah, Faza and all. Thank you for your attention and good luck for your exam.
Ada selama ini.